Hi, hello there. Thank you for joining us today on another edition of the program Entrepreneurs Hub. My name is Joy ESSIEN, and I look forward to spending quality time with you on the program today and, of course, bringing you value. My guest on the show today is an entrepreneur who's making very good moves in the personal care industry and the hair care too. She has wonderful products. It's so nice having you on the program today.
Thank you very
Hauwa Ashafa. Welcome to the Entrepreneurs Hub.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. The last time we sat out in a restaurant, we had dinner, and I picked on some things you were saying there. How does one, you were talking about a business that helped you discover yourself. Okay. So I would like for you to share with us, how does one discover himself? I have met individuals who are still on the journey. I know it's a journey, it's not a destination, but how does one discover himself?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. And as regards to discovering myself through another business, I would like to draw us back to how it all started. Okay, so sometimes in 2014, I had a job. It lasted just 3 months and I got fired. And then I had to improvise, like find ways out to, sustain myself for the period. And I discovered a business. A lot of women then were so crazy about losing weight. So it was a profitable business, but I had zero capital to start it. So what I did was I used the opportunity of social media to be able to advertise even when I knew I didn't have the goods at hand. So all I did was try to advertise these products, and I was fortunate enough to get people to actually want to buy and were also willing to send their money to me. So the money, I think I got like 4 people who paid, and that was my capital.
Wow.
So I used it in starting, and it's picked up. I think within 3 months, I made a profit of over ₦500,000. That was in 2015.
That's good money.
So while I was going, still trying to build myself and the business, I stumbled upon someone who introduced me to Forever Business.
Okay.
And I started the network marketing business. It was fun because it had a lot of learning processes for me. I don't know for others, but that was how I saw it. It was like a learning process, a platform for me to actually learn a lot of things. Because
what were some of the things you learned?
Okay, for me, when I started Forever, it was all about the money. The truth be told, when I started, it was all about the money. Like, I saw it as an avenue for me to make fast money. That was how I perceived it initially. So it was while in the journey, in the process, because for me, if you're in network marketing, it's a process. You need to build yourself for you to be able to get to a level where whoever you're talking to or trying to bring into whatever business or network marketing business you're doing, you have to have those skills. So the platform I was using gave me that opportunity of, developing myself through reading of books. That was a wow effect for me. Yeah, because I used to have an elder sister who likes reading. And I'll be like, I wish I'm like her. She read loads of novels. So, this platform gave me the opportunity to actually value reading. reading books, not just any books, but good books that will help you, in the business you find yourself.
Personal development.
Exactly, personal development. That was what it was called. Because you can't, if without personal development, you won't have the right approach, or neither will you even think of succeeding in the business. So it was something you cannot trade for the other. You needed to do it to actually get to the next level, which is making the money. So it was like a must do. And aside being a must do, it was something that we needed. Aside just doing the business, it was also helping me, discover a lot about myself, things I didn't even know I could do, things I didn't know ordinarily that I could achieve. It helped me to be able to do that. So a lot of things, kept falling into place, even if I didn't make the kind of money I was expecting. But at the end of the day, I had to drop out from the forever business, thinking, okay, this is not working. I need to re-strategize and find something else that is working.
Let me quickly ask this question. At what point, because we are in a time where one of the most popular messages you hear people preach is don't give up, don't quit, continue to push, the tough times don't last and all that. How do you get to that point, or how do you get to that point where you tell yourself, this is it, this is really not working, this is not for me? How do you recognize when it gets to that point? Because it's also very important to know when to walk away. How do you recognize that point?
Okay, for me it was very easy because I knew what I wanted. The money was what was in it for me.
Okay.
That was my main priority. Then secondly, I was loving every part of the personal development that was happening, because it was giving me room to actually understand and know some things I didn't know I could actually know how to do. So it got to a point for me, I was able to understand that this is not for me, or I need to pause and give it a break and do something else. When I discovered I was dipping my hands into my savings from this previous business, which I think crashed finally when I started the forever business, because I went into it in full, 100%. I wanted to give it my best, because I was so optimistic that if I give it my 100%, I will make even more than what I made in this business I started, and in 3 months I was able to make over $500,000 in profit. So the money wasn't coming, and I was already dipping my hands into my savings. And at this point,
it didn't make sense.
It wasn't making sense. I was like, okay, if I'm not adding to my savings, I shouldn't be, taking from my savings. So at this point, I told myself, you need to do something. And the only thing that came to my head then was to dust my CV. Okay. That was when I remember I was a graduate and I needed to pick up my CV again.
A lot of people don't know that you can actually, employment can actually be a fallback for you.
It was a fallback for me.
We tend to demonize it a lot when everybody preaches, start your own business and all that. But I think employment makes a very good backup.
A whole lot of sense. It's just for you to know. Yeah. It's, for me, it's like, I always call it my plan B. Should, in case whatever I'm doing right now goes down, I know where my CV is. So I just pick it up from where.
And to a large extent, the money you get from a job actually helps to fund whatever business or project you're embarking on. Okay. You shared something online a few weeks back.
Okay.
And I saw it and it made so much sense. And I shared it too on my timeline. You were talking about the mistakes that startups should avoid.
Wow.
I wouldn't really call you a startup, even though you are a startup kind of, but you've gone further than someone who is just starting business.
Now, my name is MC Godliness, and I just want to let you know something, that you are in business not to compete, but to dominate. Okay? You are in business to dominate your space. Now, let me tell you something. When you compete, what happens? Your profits shrink. You shrink profits. Okay? The competition space is bloody. All right? But when you dominate whatever you're doing, in whatever market space you are actually doing business. All right? So, get this right. You need to have the right skills to dominate. Skill number one is a master skill in business, which is focus. Focus simply means that you're blind. You're blind to every distraction. That is focus, right? And then you've got to be divergent. I mean, you need to do your things differently from how all other entrepreneurs do, all right? You need to leverage technology. You also need to leverage artificial intelligence. That's how it works. And then number three, you must have a compelling tagline. I must resonate with what you tell me about your product or services that is credible enough, and then you're good enough for what you do. So go make success your daily routine. Cheers, bro.
What are some of those mistakes you can share with us to help other upcoming business people avoid some mistakes you probably made or you observed?
Okay. The first mistake, I call it mistake 101. If you're an entrepreneur, that's like the first mistake you should take note of. Now, what the mistake is, most people feel when they start a business, their first point of contact or customers should be their immediate family, relatives, or friends. Now, when that doesn't happen, they tend to get discouraged and just leave behind their dreams, forgetting that dreams might just need a little push for you to become somebody. So if you're somebody starting a business for the very first time, do not, I repeat, do not expect family members or friends to patronize you. But guess what? Look out for other people who you know from nowhere. Those are your target audience.
But somehow that's how it always happens, you know.
Yeah, but most people still don't know.
Some people don't know, but they will learn with time.
Yes, exactly. I learned the hard way, so
they will learn with time. I have never. The best you will get from family is support, encouragement. Once in a while, if you're lucky, you get funding. But somehow you get crazy referrals too from family. They may not come to buy what your whatever it is you're selling, but they give some very good referrals. I remember there was this product I used to sell, and my mother-in-law was already bringing people.
Oh, okay.
I was getting strange calls from strangers, and they were like, Mrs. So told me about you and all this and all that, and I knew my mother-in-law was doing some work behind. They may not buy, but we should also consider the referral. But sometimes we tend to put money, so much attention to money. If it's not giving you money and direct cash, we tend to write it off. But I think families do very good referrals.
I won't dispute that fact. Yes, they do, but the fact still remains.
We should not depend too much.
Exactly. Yeah. Like your first sale, you are looking at maybe your sister or your mom or somebody to buy from you.
But then it wouldn't even be business again.
Exactly. So sometimes you find yourself giving out these products for free when you're supposed to be making money from. Yes. So you find yourself doing that instead of actually selling. So if you really want to, grow in the business and you really know what you want, your target audience first should be
people outside.
People outside. The truth is, this family and friends will definitely come back
at a later time?
Yes, at a later time. So
Okay.
I'm just talking out of experience because that's how it worked out for me.
Okay.
I can still tell you categorically that not up to 1% of those who I call family and friends are bought from me.
You. Wow.
So it's close to like 19, I can confidently say 99.9% of my customer base or client base
Outsiders.
are people I don't even know from Adam. Yeah.
That's good to know. That's how business should be.
Yeah, exactly.
What other mistakes should we be careful to
Okay,
avoid?
another mistake is trying to start big as a startup. Now, we've had people, you're starting a business for the first time and you're already thinking of, I want to get a shop, I want to
A more space.
I want to, a more space, you know, something that's going to cost you millions. Now, the mistake most people make is you need to test run this business. The fact that it's a great idea, fantastic.
The fact that you're making money now too.
Exactly.
Is not even enough.
Exactly. So you need to give yourself a time frame, a target to actually access this business you're starting, to actually know if it can even stand the test of time. So you don't just start a business and you start looking to spend millions from the onset. No, you start small. You start small, and as you start small, you grow in it. You find reasons to upgrade, and you will appreciate the process more. So it gives you that confidence to say, okay, I built this. Considering that you started small, and then gradually you took it step by step, you know, the process in it itself, it's something you would learn to appreciate for a very long time. But starting big immediately, a lot of people crash immediately. So, and we start blaming things on people or government, or forgetting that we have also missed out our own parts to play. So that mistake should be avoided. I call that mistake 102.
Is there any 103?
There are lots of them. So, but these are the most important two that as a startup you should look out for so that you don't make such kind of mistakes.
How has social media helped in your business?
Wow.
Since we all shouldn't be running to get a space in the mall.
Yeah.
The next place where we can open shop rent free now is social media.
Sure.
How has it helped you?
Honestly, you can see all the smiles on my face. I cannot like explain it. The social media space have helped me tremendously. Like, I don't know how to actually explain it, but I'm just glad to be educated, because I think for you to have access or to even have know how to operate in the social media space, you need to be educated.
A lot of businesses during the lockdown moved from the
offline,
the regular traditional, offline shops and all that to social media this period. And I don't know, a lot of people learned a lot too about social media. Those who didn't really know the importance.
Of course.
I know several businesses that don't have a physical location anywhere, but they're very, very big and loud on social media.
Of course.
You had a very sad experience recently where your account was hacked.
Yeah.
And I've had friends online who I started receiving strange messages from, and I knew they've gotten this one's account. Somehow we're made to feel like the two-step authentication thing is enough to secure your account. But you mentioned something recently I would like for you to share, because I'm hearing it for the first time, on a more secure thing to do to prevent this hacking.
Okay. My Facebook page, I like to call it, it's my personal page, but I like to call it my store, because that's where that's where I make my money. That's where I meet new people. That's where I meet people who are interested in what I do. So got hacked, and It's a setback. I can't lie about that. It's a setback because it's like me starting afresh all over again. But notwithstanding, if you've gone through the rigorous training, personal development, which I had from my previous platform, it's no setback. So we have that belief when you fall, you rise stronger. Exactly. So about it, securing your account, most people think the two-factor, I think, authentication. That's what it is. Two-step, yeah. Authentication is
the email and SMS.
Exactly, is okay. Now, my account had all those things. For somebody who does business online, at least you should know that first. So all my accounts, both my Instagram, both my Facebook, all my social media platforms had that two-step activated. But unfortunately, the person still was able to hack into my account. I'm sure that is to say our emails and our text messages are still not safe. They can also get hacked. So I think I was working on creating a website for my business, and that was how linking Paystack to my website so that we could receive international payments and all that through using of their credit cards. That was how I knew about using an authentication app, because you need to activate that for Paystack to even accept you linking them to your website for payments. So the website designer was the person, developer was the person who told me, okay, I need to download it. He was taking me through the step, and that was how I knew about the Authenticator app. It's just on our Play Store or our iPhone, is it iOS store. So you just go there, you download it. Now what this Authenticator app does is, for anybody who has a website and you have this Authenticator app activated on your website to secure payments, people's payment, you would need to always log in those codes. And those codes move like within seconds. It keeps changing, till you use the actual one. So it's difficult
for
anybody. So if Paystack is using that medium to secure your payments online, that is to show you that it's 100% secured. So I further now found out, if at all I knew I could use this Authenticator app to secure my social media accounts, I would have done that immediately and this wouldn't have happened. But unfortunately, I thought it was just
for the website
thing. Exactly. So when this happened, that was when the website developer was like, oh, you can also use it to secure your social media account. I was like, really? And you're just telling me? I was mad, but what can I do? So at this point, he had to now take me through the process. Okay, for every social media platform, especially the one that has to do with Mark Zuckerberg, you go to your settings, you have either a QR code where you can just scan. All you need to do is open the Authenticator app and scan your Facebook code, your QR code. Your Instagram, the same thing, and it just automatically accepts your contacts, your social media account. So it's going to line it up. So on my Authenticator app, I have like 4 accounts lined up under it. One for my Paystack for website, one for my personal account on Facebook, one for my Instagram account for business, one for my WhatsApp, like that, all lined up. So it's difficult. Once you have that, it's difficult for anybody to be able to hack into your social media accounts.
You learned the hard way.
Yes.
I'm going to learn from your experience now, so I don't learn from the hard way.
Exactly.
It's so good having you on the program today. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Value shared.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, that's the much we can take today on the program, Entrepreneurs Hub with Joe ESSIEN. And thank you so much to our guest, Hauwa Ashafa. I'm sure you found value on the program today. Do have yourself a wonderful day. Bye-bye.